Oh, excuse me. Good morning. It is the 21st of July, and I'm just heading off. Oh, excuse me. I'm just heading off to Ferndown, the Barrington Centre to do Wiggles and Giggles, and as usual, running slightly behind schedule. But it's the first week of the summer holidays, so traffic is beautiful and clear. So today's session is actually a bit of a merge with last week's session, because I plan to do a beach themed session and actually take sand, like play sand into the session, which I haven't done before. And then the sand didn't arrive in time, so I ended up doing like all the same music but a half sort of beachy celebration and bubbles. So there was like this big bubble kit where there are loads of different types of wands, and the children can, and then just like a bucket of bubble juice basically, and the children play with the bubble ones. So that was quite cool. So I'm basically repeating like the music elements, but just having different sort of activities. So we've got the sand and water mix, which I think is going to be quite basic, like lots of spades and things to put the sand into, so hopefully, and moulds to put the sand into, and hopefully it works. I'm kind of not quite sure. I've not even run it with my own children, or been to the beach that much with my own children, so we'll see. And I've got a giant tuff tray, so I'm borrowing Loon's tuff tray out of their kit, because it will be hopefully slightly more contained, but I don't know. And then I can't decide whether it should be the entrance activity, like the invitation to play, or whether it should be the wake up activity. But I have this, I saw this thing online where some toy boats were being sent down like a little river, made out of tin foil that had been curled up, and then little bits of water poured into it to kind of create a bit of a chute. I wasn't sure what the base could be of the tin foil to stop it, and I just know it would just get crushed instantly. So I was thinking about making a slip and slide, and I was like, oh, what can I do to go underneath this foil? And then I got a poster delivered, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'll use this poster tube as a slip and slide. So I've basically wrapped this poster tube in paddling pool material, because our paddling pool broke or popped, so it was laying there ready to go down the tip. But that's like the only element I've got of kind of slip and slide fun. So I'm thinking there'll be like a bucket of water at the bottom, and there'll be some ducks and fish bobbing. I've got one boat, but I wanted more boats than that. And then in theory, and some measuring jugs, so they'll send the little things down the poster tube, but I'm thinking the paddling pool material might actually block some of the things from coming down. So who knows, which is why I'm thinking it might be better as an invitation to play, because there's less pressure on that being like a highly engaging bit, because that's just as they're settling into the room, is kind of like a bonus thing just to keep them like focused and positive, rather than like not sitting still, or whatever it might be that the parents need to unpack bags or whatever and can't do it because the children are needing their attention. So yeah, but I'm running a bit late, so that takes a little bit longer to set up. The other activity I've got is cups and pom-poms, so literally just hiding, like laying out lots of cups with pom-poms hidden underneath them, and then the children doing like a little hide and seek type thing, which I don't know if that's strong enough as a wake up your body moment, or like wake up your senses. So yeah, so I'm not really sure. We'll just get there and see what happens. But looking forward to it. We had good numbers last week. We found down, and I think they're all returning. We might get some more, because we had a press release put out about the concept because of receiving more funding to start at the centre, but also because it's summer holidays, we might have siblings coming along, or people who ordinarily are at work or whatever. So but I haven't had any indication of that other than one new sign up. So yeah, I'm hoping I don't mind if it's busy, I just need the time to prep and set up. So when people arrive early, that's when I struggle to stay on my A game with the setup, and it can have a bit of a knock-on effect. Like last week I was still setting up when people were arriving. So yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, the only other sort of stuff to report is so things are slightly quieter. I think I said I need to concentrate on getting some core funding in, and I don't know if I mentioned the new Talbot Village Trust Fund that's opened up, and you don't have to be a year old as a CIC. It's got no sort of conditions like that about it. So I started doing an application for 5k, and they said that the average grant is about 3k. So I sort of started to think about it, starting to fill it in, and then it got to like, how many beneficiaries will there be, what is the target audience, and I kind of wrote about the target audience of Wakey Wakey Arts. But for the actual project, which would be basically acquiring staff costs or acquiring funds to spend on staff that don't already exist, the actual like target audience is like one. It's like one. Well, I suppose I'm the beneficiary because I'm then able to go out and do my work and like fundraise and market and administrate and do all those things. So I'd be probably bringing somebody else in to coordinate Wiggles and Giggles, and then it'd allow me to then concentrate on other stuff. So I realised that the project, that fund might not actually be for, like it says it includes core costs and stuff, like, but it might actually not be solely for that. So I contacted them, and they phoned me back really quickly the next day for a chat, and I missed the call, and I was with the children, and I couldn't really understand on the voicemail what the lady was saying. So I hope I haven't missed the moment, but I've just pinged an email back and said about meeting up. It's at Slade. They're based at Slade's Farm, which is where I used to live near. So it'd be really great just to like be able to get in front of them. And I kind of explained in my email, like, basically we've done really well and we're on the brink of growing, but as a result of like trying to keep the company moving forward, and during its year as a new year as a CIC and stuff, I've taken on so much work that gets me out delivering, that there are now more core kind of tasks relating to managing all of that happening, like resources, team management, things like that, it means that I'm not doing anything else, and actually the kind of ongoing work of Wakey Wakey Arts is dependent on us getting some core funding. So and that otherwise I'm going to have a mental health issue, was what I sort of said, because I'm at the point of like, I've got to the point of burnout trying to juggle like a different freelance workload. And I mean, I don't know if I was at the point of burnout. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know how you know that, but all I know is I was absolutely frazzled and felt like I wasn't doing anything very well. So I'm really hoping that I can meet with them. That would be really great, to sit down and have a conversation and potentially bypass the application process as well. But although I don't know how that would work, it's got to obviously be put in front of trustees and stuff, so it has to be fair with other people applying. But I'm not sure how I need to find a fund that does just do like wholly staff costs or core funding, because otherwise I'm generating a new project to then get that as match funding for, or incorporating that as part of it, which they said is fine because they don't need match funding. So like I could go for like this 80k ACE grant and then use that as funding for some of the core, and they might be happy with that. But I don't have time, this is the problem, to write a big grant. But I also don't want to keep generating new projects with core costs included, because it's not covering the true core like the size of the duties that I have. It's not like I've got a little bit of core covered from lots of projects, but it's not covering like how much time it actually takes me to do it. So I really need to find a fund, if Talbot Village Trust aren't up for doing that can actually just fund me to exist. The company, I mean, like operational costs to operate, basically. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So today I've got Wiggles and Giggles and Fan Down for the first time in a few weeks. I've not got to do anything straight away after, so I can actually go back home. And then I've got a call at 2:30 or 3 o'clock-ish for my other freelance work. But other than that, I should be able to just apply my brain to my laptop. And then I've got an extra day of work next week that I didn't expect, because I've been able to get some childcare. So I'm hoping, I've got to do prop swaps and things like that, but I'm hoping I can make some, like get some momentum on doing a big bit of Wakey Wakey Arts work. I just want to get to the point on that day of actually writing something, because that is a good time to write something, but I don't know what I'm writing for, like fundraising wise. I don't know where I'm applying if I'm not applying to Talbot Village. So yeah, so that's where we're at. I haven't been very good the last couple of months of keeping regular with these videos, mainly because of the space on my phone, but now I've done loads of uploading. I should be fine for a while. So yeah, so I'll try to keep a bit more up to date. We're coming up to a year very soon. So 13th of August, I think we registered, which is crazy how fast that's gone. And I'm very excited about what that means after. I've moved our next board meeting till after August, which means we've had less than we should have done this year, but everyone seems okay with that, and it's actually like got to be what's most helpful, isn't it, for the company? So so it makes sense to move it if we weren't quite ready to have a meeting. So yeah, that's me for now. I will try to upload this very soon and look forward to updating on some positive funding news, hopefully, for the core cost stuff soon as well. All right, take care for now. Bye.